Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits. All right, so Angel Reese says this. Rob, if you want to play this clip. You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life.
Angel of Life Reese the Bayou Barbie chose to try her hand at the WNBA payroll department rather than on the court because it would require her to really make shots. Yes, she had the audacity to demand a huge wage increase, as if she were Caitlin Clark or someone who could truly produce game-changing figures.
We'll still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
No, they
Who's
are.
that?
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meeting.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility for real.
We're sitting out.
Is that Shaq's 24 shoes in the back? That's Shaq's
That
shoes
might
right
be.
when he came out.
Yeah, I think
those are
so.
Shaq's shoes in the back.
However, after making that outrageous demand, Reese went on to have one of her worst performances ever, which is noteworthy because she has a history of playing in games that prompt even WNBA stat keepers to take notice.
So look, man, Angel Reese just got ejected, going at it with Tiffany Hayes. Just 2 hard fouls on her, and then Angel just first off, what is this? Come on, Angel. You're not like that to do all that. Relax. Just catch it, go up with 2, make the layup. But look at this.
Angel Reese just finished a season in which her social media shenanigans garnered more attention than her real on-court domination. She reportedly demanded millions of dollars in the WNBA for someone who isn't even close to being a top-tier player. Bree must have thought she was in the NBA, or perhaps she forgot that WNBA salaries don't suddenly soar just because someone has a sizable Twitter following. Bree decides she deserves a raise, and not just a slight pay bump.
Upset, they want to get paid. Possibility, Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season. She quipped, hating pays them bills, baby, noting I can't read this, Tom's better. Brand deals, not basketball, sustain her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
All eyes were on Angel Reese after she made her demand to see how she would react, but this was her chance to show that she was worth every dollar she was requesting. Well, that didn't happen. Instead, she went out there and laid an egg, and not just any egg, a performance so poor that even her biggest fans were in disbelief. She couldn't even make a shot if the hoop was twice as big, and her rebounding is literally her only exceptional skill. The opposition team was thriving whenever she was on the court, giving the ball away as if it were a charity event.
Hard foul, watch. She's going to start clapping. She was already doing this to play before. That's a foul, you hacking. And then she's just like real attitude-ish, like throwing her hands, like waving off, like She did it to her coach earlier on in the game. Now she's talking to the refs. She only hit a T already. And look, she's going to start pointing at Tiffany Hayes. And then she's going to stand in front of Tiffany Hayes and start pointing at her. And look how Tiffany Hayes is looking at her. Looking at her, I'm about to check your jaw. Chill out.
Reese is known for her confidence, but when things started to go south, that confidence quickly vanished. Instead of stepping up, she began complaining to the referees, rolling her eyes at teammates, and throwing her hands up as if someone else was to blame for her disastrous class. By the time the game ended, the internet was going crazy, with NBA fans, WNBA fans, and even casual sports watchers finding it hard to believe what they had just witnessed. This was supposed to be Angel Reese's moment, the night she proved she was worth the millions she was demanding, but instead she proved the exact opposite.
Oh. And then she's talking crazy, like, what? She's out of here. You're out of here. Like, come on, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. Gotta chill out. Doing too much. Your team needs you and you're doing way too much. Look, did it again. Like, your team needs you, bruh.
This entire situation begs the question of whether she will truly learn from it, or if she will continue to blame the referees, her teammates, the gym's air, or anything other than herself, because she will need to earn those millions if she wants them, and she is currently demonstrating that she is far from doing so. You would think that someone with Reese's size and apparent dominance in the paint would at least be able to convert layups, but Angel Reese's most recent performance was not only awful, it was a step-by-step manual on how to fail spectacularly while convincing people you're still a star. If you've ever wanted to know how to put on a basketball disaster class and still get cheered for it, look no further than that.
Oh, really? Which, you know, that's for all ages, I would like to think. But good to have Gunna and Turbo in the house.
We appreciate the support.
Yes, very much so. There's your Gunna minute. Back to Angel Reese.
Time after time, she got the ball in prime position near the hoop, took her signature awkward steps, and proceeded to brick shot after shot like she was being paid per missed attempt at Woody Shad. 1 point, it looked like she was actively trying to test the durability of the rim with all the backboard abuse she was dishing out, and the best part, the crowd still clapped. They applauded, as if she had just pulled off an elite post move instead of failing a basic finish. This might be the most impressive part of Reese's game. She somehow makes players with half her hype and a fraction of her endorsement deals look like all-stars. Opposing centers, some of whom barely get recognized outside of WNBA die-hard circles, were making her look like a G League practice player. She got out-rebounded, out-hustled, out-maneuvered every time she tried to impose her, while the defense shut her down so effectively that even referees seemed confused about whether they should call a foul or just let nature take its course.
Collection of missed layups. I can't even believe this is real. I just stumbled across of it. There's 2 different videos now floating around out there, and it's unbelievable. Now, Angel Reese last night, once again, had one of the worst shooting games in the history of planet Earth. For what's supposed to be a big, I mean, what in the hell is going on here? I understand her team won. I get it. 5 of 13 from the field. 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, only 10 points.
Despite this, you could still hear commentators attempting to paint it in a favorable light by stating things like, she's showing great effort. Quote, that's a tough miss, but she'll get it next time. Quote, you have to love her tenacity. As the game progressed from bad to worse, the classic Angel Reese body language emerged, including hands up in frustration, death stares at the referees, exaggerated reactions when teammates missed shots despite her being bricking worse than anyone, and of course, the blame game. Whether it was the officiating, her teammates, or just bad luck, there was always an excuse ready to go. Bro, what tenacity. There's a fine line between perseverance and just repeatedly failing at the same thing, expecting different results.
Accepting her award, her participation trophy from the Unrivaled. She was named the Unrivaled, you see that right there, the Unrivaled Defensive Player of the Year, Angel Reese. All right. Awesome. So she says, God, thank you for getting me through these highs and lows. Prayers. Be where your feet are and allow yourself growth.
Even though she had one of her worst performances ever, Reese was still able to control the conversation, not because of her shortcomings, but rather because of the DD Wakes hype machine, which caused her fan base to rush to her defense and completely ignore the stat sheet. Mainstream sports outlets did their best to find one positive spin on the performance, and of course the WNBA media played along, pretending that this was just one of those nights rather than a pattern. If nothing else, Angel Reese has mastered the art of losing without consequences. Follow the Angel Reese method if you ever want to have a terrible game and still be talked about like a superstar. 1. Miss shots you should make. 2. Get outplayed by people who are less wealthy than you. 3. Blame everyone but yourself, and let social media handle the damage control for you. In that way, you can also put on a masterclass in receiving praise for being a sucker.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
She isn't just overhyped. She believes she is a basketball superstar even though the harsh reality is right in front of her. she isn't that good. How did this occur? How did Reese develop this unwavering belief when statistics suggested otherwise? The first step in keeping someone deluded is to surround them with yes men, and Reese's circle is working overtime. Her mom, teammates, and friends all support this false narrative that she's an unstoppable force. Ignoring the stark reality that she struggles to consistently perform at a high level and that she's been trapped in an echo chamber of lies where accountability doesn't exist, criticism is dismissed as a hate quote, and mediocrity is celebrated as dominance.
How she helped you tonight.
Barbie's Rookie of the Year. There's no other way to put it. She goes out, she does her work every single night, no matter what team we're facing. I'm telling you, Barbie's Rookie of the Year for sure.
When someone dares to criticize Angel's shortcomings, Ma Marie comes charging in, defending every missed opportunity, every turnover, and every failed assignment. Her mother, in particular, has been her loudest supporter, continuously bolstering her daughter's confidence with countless social media tirades.
You are criticized or critiqued in a different way than your peers.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn that as a parent and everything. And so I just take it with a grain of salt. And as I say, a lie doesn't care who tells it.
Yeah.
So I'm
The
just
real
like,
no.
Yeah, it's engagement.
Instead of being a player who just has to improve, Angel is the victim and the game's misunderstood monarch in her universe. You would expect that reporters and analysts would be truthful, yet the media has encouraged this misconception. Ree is being shielded and not held responsible for her failings.
Just look at a player like Angel Reese, right? I think at this point, it is fair to say that she is a household name. She will make less than $75,000 on her current salary within the WNBA. So I think they just want to take it and put it more in line with what it is. She's been getting maligned a little bit on social media, I think, for people taking what she said out of context. Many people saying that she thought she needed to get paid as much as NBA players do. She said that is absolutely not true. There was a tweet where she said, quote, "I love how all y'all have selective hearing. I'm hearing that they don't want to give us what they want. We're sitting out, and that's the truth. I never said anything about the NBA. We are prepared to say at the negotiation table." We also reached out to the Players Association. They sent us a statement saying, quote, "Our members are passionate about the future of the league. We are proud to represent a group of united, dialed in, and pushing for a transformational deal that's fair. We won't comment on individual statements right now." What they want is really simple, Hallie. They want, of course, a little bit higher pay. They want a softer salary cap, and they want benefits like things specifically dialed into childcare, which is very important when you're talking about a league like that.
Since the numbers show a totally different picture when you look at the actual game, the media will focus on everything but basketball instead of recognizing her inconsistency and inefficiency. They will discuss her brand, confidence, cultural impact, and how she is changing the game without ever providing an explanation. ESPN will show a single highlight, most likely a putback layup, and then cut to a montage of her trash talking, giving the impression that she just dropped a triple-double when in fact she shot 3 for 13. She is an ineffective mad scorer who turns the ball over at an alarming rate. Her defense is at best patchy, and she is outplayed by players who don't even have shoe deals. Reese's greatest strength isn't her capacity to bounce back, but rather her ability to steer the social media narrative. No matter how badly she performs, her fan following will always find a way to turn the situation into a victory. The plot is straightforward and is told entirely by statistics. The unfortunate thing is that this bubble won't last forever. Wins and defeats still matter. Ree isn't quite as good as she believes she is. Performance is still important, and no amount of social media spin or media frenzy can change the reality that Angel ultimately, Reese is caught in her own web of deceit. She thinks she's a superstar because everyone around her tells her so, but the game doesn't lie. She just isn't performing at the level her ego suggests. But does she acknowledge this? Nope. She doubles down instead of accepting the criticism and improving. Instead, she leans further into the false confidence, playing the victim, blaming officials, pointing fingers at teammates, and pretending that everyone else is the issue. Falsifying field goal percentages is not possible. Turnovers cannot be turned into impact plays, and poor performances cannot be continuously hyped up.